ending clearly an industrial era that we've lived through. But what we're entering is a release from a kind of drudgery. Almost the way that humans were released from the feudal state in an earlier time. We look back now and we go, oh gee, the feudal time, people were serfs, isn't that horrible? Look around in these buildings. People are sitting in little cubicles all day long. We're going to be relatively free compared to where we are now, as we are now compared to the serfs. It's a wonderful thing that's about to happen. The wonderful thing about reality is it's not real, and we know it. I mean, now we even have physical proof because we have scanning electron microscopes, and I can look at this cement and I can turn the dials up and I find out that there's no cement there. You know, and normal humanity has not dealt with this, you know, really complex, difficult metaphysical issue. Really, all we are is in a set of magnetic fields. Well, you tell me how any different virtual reality is from that. It's exactly the same. I've watched people take the glasses off from virtual reality. They'll take the glasses off, they'll come out of virtual reality, and they'll look around, and they'll go like, wow, wow, this is really high res. This is really high res, because this is another virtual world. There may come a time in the future when virtual reality is the dominant reality, and we just go down into waking reality the way we go down into dreams. Now, we live in virtual reality, but we go into waking reality to meet, have sex, make babies, eat, I don't know, go visit the Grand Canyon. But 70% of the time we live in VR. I don't know. There are new life forms that live inside virtual reality. They're born in VR, they live in VR. They don't even know about us. They were born, they've evolved in the virtual world. And they've heard some weird idea that there are users out there or programmers in the way that we hear about angels or, you know, heavens or hell. If we look at the DNA, it's simply sequences that are laid out that carry sequences within them, and they carry the blueprints for all of life. If we look at a computer program, it's simply a simple binary, on-off. But if you put the patterns of the binaries together, you can make an alphabet. Or you can describe a color, or you can describe shapes, or you can describe worlds, or you can describe consciousnesses. So it may be that in the invention of the computer, we're simply unfolding a script that we were invented on. We think sex is like the most powerful drive, but actually there's a drive that invented sex. There are life forms on this planet that don't have sex. They divide and spread. I mean, they're single-celled organisms and whatever. So this is a force so powerful that it can invent something like sex. This force is acting through us still. It's inventing things like the World Wide Web. It's not humans inventing these things. It's this force that's trying to express greater and greater degrees of freedom, greater and greater degrees of self-exploration, possibly. Consciousness is jumping right now beyond the human. We're the last, maybe, organic forms of carriers for consciousness, and consciousness has now figured out how to jump into solid state forms, you know. And so computers, we call them computers, but consciousness doesn't call them computers. Consciousness goes, hey, here's a new basis on which consciousness can ride and reside. And so it's jumping in there really rapidly. Artificial intelligence, artificial life forms. And why would it like to do that? Because solid state carriers of consciousness can inhabit airless environments. And guess what we just discovered in the last 50 years? Airless environments. We've gone beyond the biosphere. Human beings don't operate real well beyond the biosphere. We've got to stay inside a big aquarium and inside capsules and everything else. If consciousness could somehow jump on the back of a silicon wafer and shoot itself around the galaxy, consciousness is suddenly free of the womb planet, the Earth. it's an act of faith. You either look at the fossil record over the last 3.5 billion years and you agree that there is a force called evolution which is acting through all these forms, and it's fine, and it's going toward more degrees of freedom, and it has hiccups along the way and difficulties, but over time the arc of evolution is so powerful and so positive that you just get out of the way and cooperate with it. Or you look at the fossil record and you go, you can't trust it, we've got to control it. Now, when I look at it, I go, hey, have fun trying to control it. This is the force that created you. It's larger than humanity. Just enjoy it. Cooperate with it. It's the message of the Tao Te Ching. Align yourself with the deepest forces in nature and let them flow through you and enjoy life.